Today's story: Going to the Wrong Room on a London Vacation. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to see you here today. In this video, we are going to learn English using a special technique called shadowing. Now, you might be wondering, what is shadowing? Let me explain. Shadowing is when you listen to someone speaking in English and try to repeat exactly what they say, mimicking their pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. It's like being a shadow, following every word and sound. This technique helps improve your pronunciation, listening skills, and overall fluency in English. Here's how you can use this video to practice. 1. First, listen to me as I read a story. The words will appear on the screen so you can follow along. 2. Then, try repeating after me, copying my tone and rhythm. It's okay if you don't get it perfect the first time. Practice makes progress. Before we begin, let me tell you why I chose this story. Have you ever been in an awkward or embarrassing situation while traveling? Maybe you took the wrong train, got lost, or walked into the wrong place. Well, today's story is about just that, a funny mistake during a trip to London. Let's begin. London. A city full of history, beautiful architecture, and endless adventures. I had dreamed of visiting for years, and finally, I was here. I arrived at Heathrow Airport in the afternoon, exhausted but excited. After going through immigration and baggage claim, I stepped outside and took a deep breath. The crisp London air felt refreshing. I pulled out my phone, checked my hotel details, and called for a black cab. To the Grand Royal Hotel, please, I told the driver as I sank into the soft leather seat. The ride through London was amazing. I saw Big Ben, the London Eye, and the Tower Bridge from the window. The streets were busy, full of tourists and locals, red double-decker buses, and black cabs moving in all directions. I felt like I was inside a movie. Finally, we reached my hotel. The Grand Royal Hotel was an elegant old building with golden chandeliers, red carpets, and tall windows. The receptionist, a friendly woman with a British accent, welcomed me warmly. "Welcome to the Grand Royal Hotel. How was your journey?" she asked with a smile. "It was great. I'm so excited to be here," I replied, handing her my passport and booking confirmation. She typed something on her computer, then gave me a key card. "Here is your key. You're in room 407, on the 4th floor. The elevator is just down the hall. Enjoy your stay." I thanked her and dragged my heavy suitcase toward the elevator. The ride up was smooth, and I felt a wave of excitement as I reached the 4th floor. I found room 407, swiped my key card, and pushed the door open. The room was perfect, a big, comfortable bed, soft pillows, a window with a beautiful view of the city, and a small desk with a tea set. I smiled, dropped my bags, and jumped onto the bed. Finally, my London adventure begins, I whispered to myself. After freshening up, I decided to explore the city. I visited Buckingham Palace, Hyde Park, and Oxford Street, enjoying every moment. The energy of London was unbelievable, music playing, people chatting in different languages, and the delicious smell of street food everywhere. As the evening came, I had dinner at a cozy British pub, trying fish and chips for the first time. It was crispy, warm, and absolutely delicious. By the time I got back to the hotel, I was exhausted. My feet hurt from all the walking, and I could barely keep my eyes open. I yawned, entered the elevator, and pressed the button for the 4th floor. When the doors opened, I walked down the long, quiet hallway to room 407. I swiped my key card, pushed the door open, and stepped inside. The lights were off, but I didn't care. I was too tired to turn them on. I kicked off my shoes, took off my jacket, and walked toward the bed. But then, something felt strange. The bed didn't look the same. The pillows were arranged differently. Did housekeeping change something? I thought. Then, I noticed something even stranger. There was a suitcase in the corner of the room. But it wasn't mine. My heart started pounding. I turned toward the bathroom. The door was slightly open, and I could hear the sound of running water. Someone was inside. My breath caught in my throat. Oh no. This isn't my room. Panic rushed through me as I realized the terrible mistake I had made. My hands turned cold, and I suddenly forgot how to breathe. And then, the bathroom door opened. A tall man with wet hair, wrapped in a white hotel towel, stepped out. His face was just as shocked as mine. We both froze. For a moment, there was complete silence. Only the sound of the dripping water and my racing heartbeat filled the room. Then, he screamed. And I screamed. Our screams filled the room at the exact same moment, echoing off the walls like a scene from a horror movie. "Who are you?" the man shouted, gripping his towel tightly. "Who are you?" I yelled back, heart racing. We stood there, frozen in shock. The awkwardness was unbelievable. My face burned with embarrassment as I realized I had just barged into a stranger's hotel room, while he was coming out of the shower. My mind was spinning. How did this happen? How did I end up in the wrong room? Wait. I think there's been a mistake. I stammered, raising my hands. The man, still holding on to his towel for dear life, narrowed his eyes. "You think," he snapped. I quickly pulled out my room key, hoping to prove that I wasn't some crazy intruder. "Look. Room 407. See?" I waved it in the air like it was a magic spell that would fix everything. He sighed and rubbed his forehead. Yeah, this is room 407 of the Royal Grand Hotel. I blinked. Wait, isn't that the same as my hotel? He shook his head. No. This is the Royal Grand Hotel. You're probably staying at the Grand Royal Hotel. A wave of realization hit me like a brick wall. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I had gone to the wrong hotel. The names were almost identical, but they were completely different places. Oh my God. I gasped, covering my face. I am so sorry. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe I did this. The man sighed again, this time less angry and more amused. He shook his head, running a hand through his still wet hair. Wow. I thought my night was weird, but you just won. He let out a small laugh. I peeked between my fingers. You're laughing? He shrugged. I mean, yeah. You literally walked into my room, scared the life out of me, and now you look like you want to disappear. It's kind of funny. I groaned, wanting to melt into the floor. But at least he wasn't calling security on me. So, what now? I asked, still completely mortified. Well, first, maybe you should get out of my room. He raised an eyebrow. Right. Yes. Absolutely. I am leaving immediately. I grabbed my suitcase and backed toward the door. But before I left, I turned back. For real, I am so sorry. I promise I'm not a criminal or a crazy person. Just a really lost tourist. He chuckled. Noted. Try not to walk into any more wrong rooms, okay? I nodded furiously. Never again. Lesson learned. And with that, I rushed out of the room, my face still burning. The aftermath. I ran down to the hotel lobby, still in shock. The receptionist at the desk looked up as I stormed over, completely out of breath. Excuse me. I think I just made the biggest mistake of my life. She looked concerned. Oh dear. What happened? I explained everything, how I had gone to the wrong hotel, walked into a stranger's room, and nearly gave both of us a heart attack. The receptionist burst out laughing. Oh, you wouldn't believe how often this happens. You're not the first guest to mix up the Grand Royal and the Royal Grand. I groaned. Well, that doesn't make me feel any better. She smiled and quickly pulled up my actual hotel reservation. Don't worry. Your real hotel is only 5 minutes away. Let me call a cab for you. A few minutes later, I was sitting in the back of another black cab, holding my face in my hands. This was supposed to be my dream trip, and I had just started it by breaking into the wrong room. As the cab pulled away, my phone buzzed. A new message from an unknown number. I frowned and opened it. Hey, lost tourist. Hope you made it to the right hotel this time. Safe travels. Nick, the guy from room 407. I stared at my screen, then burst out laughing. Maybe this trip wasn't off to such a bad start after all. Lessons and practice. Sometimes, the most embarrassing moments become the best stories. Today's story was about an unexpected adventure, one that started with a simple mistake. But it taught an important lesson. When you travel, always double-check your hotel name. Imagine walking into a stranger's room by accident. Would you panic? Would you laugh it off? These kinds of experiences can feel embarrassing at the moment, but later, they turn into great memories. Key vocabulary and phrases from the story. 1. Barged into, entered suddenly and unexpectedly. Example, he barged into the meeting without knocking. 2. For dear life, holding something tightly because of fear or desperation. Example, she held onto the railing for dear life as the boat rocked. 3. A wave of realization hit me, suddenly understanding something. Example, when I saw my mistake, a wave of realization hit me. 4. Mortified, extremely embarrassed. Example, I was mortified when I called my teacher mom by accident. 5. Lesson learned, used when realizing a mistake and knowing not to repeat it. Example, I left my passport at home once. Lesson learned. Shadowing practice. Now, let's practice speaking. Repeat after me to improve your pronunciation and fluency. 1. I can't believe I just walked into the wrong hotel room. 2. This is so embarrassing. What do I do now? 3. You wouldn't believe what just happened to me. 4. I promise I'm not a criminal. Just a lost tourist. 5. Lesson learned. Always check your hotel name twice. Final thought. Even when things go wrong, they can lead to something unexpected, new friendships, funny stories, or even unforgettable experiences. Have you ever made a travel mistake like this? Share your story in the comments. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fun stories and fluency practice. See you in the next episode.